Okay, so how to make quick 3D characters using Mixamo and Adobe Fuse together with Blender. All right, I'll share my screen now. Okay, let's go. So Mixamo you can find under mixamo.com, as you might see here. And it used to be its own company, but then Adobe bought it. But they didn't make it into a standalone software that you could download, but now it's online. And the strange thing that I noticed with Mixamo was that the company license that TAMK has for the Adobe Creative Cloud doesn't include Mixamo at all. So when I was making my characters in Fuse and then I wanted to export them to Mixamo, as I've done before, it suddenly told me that no, I can't access Mixamo like that. So I had to create my own, well, of course, I already had an Adobe license for myself for private use, but for you, it's just good to know for you too that the TAMK license will not work together with Mixamo. You'll have to, but I'm guessing that it's not a big deal for you, that most of you do have another email address than the TAMK one. So you will just create an account, an Adobe ID with another email address. And that's it, actually. So once you're logged in Mixamo, it should look like this. You can get then to the characters and to the animations. And yes, you don't need to go to Fuse in order to get these free characters. Mixamo is free, by the way. You just have to, as long as you have logged in, you can use it. And so there is no cost for using this or downloading these ready-made characters. So I have selected this character. It somehow appeared to me, a sort of zombie, I guess. So I'll show how the downloading goes. Why am I going to Mixamo then, by the way? It's because here they have a very nice automatic rigging system. Also, all of these characters are pre-rigged for animating, also for game engines, by the way. Okay, so I will download this zombie character. And yeah, I guess I'm going to use the basic T pose. Then there's the original pose that I could use. Blender also has, well, you can get an add-on where you can get these human and animal rigs, but they are, if I remember correctly, they are not in the T pose, which is where the arms are stretched out like a T, but they are in a slightly more relaxed pose. So I guess I'm taking this original pose. Okay, and the format that I want to use is FBX. And you can see that there is also other formats, FBX for Unity. I didn't know Unity had its own FBX.
I'm currently having an issue with Mixamo. So,
okay, what kind of issue?
Well, it's saying tilisi poistetaan sisältösi siirtämisen ajaksi tilapäisesti käytöstä, which means that I can't log in with my own Gmail or use it currently. I don't know how long that will take. And I don't know why they're doing that.
Poistetaan käytöstä. So they are. Did you log in with your like Google account?
Yeah, because it wouldn't allow me to log in with my Tuni account.
No, then
it didn't allow me with my Tuni account, and so I tried with my Gmail account, and it didn't allow that one, and it gave me that.
Yeah, because I did the same. I already have an Adobe ID on my Gmail account, and that's what I use. But I had no such problems. That's weird.
Okay. I have different downloads options. Like I don't have the pause option.
Okay, what kind of download?
They say you have I have the format and the frames per second, and then skin and keyframe reduction.
That's probably because you have selected an animation for your character. We'll get to that later.
Okay.
So that's normal. But that's that they are shutting down an account that is not. That's not how it should go. And yeah, as I said, I'm also logged in with my Gmail account.
I think it might be because I might have had like a personal Tuni account as well as like that one might have been put with my Gmail account, and then I also got the school's free Tuni thing, so I had to close my subscription, so they had to close my personal Tuni account, and that's why they're also closing my Gmail account. So I can't use Mixamo right now.
It sounds very
complicated.
Complicated, yes.
Yes, I contacted them because I thought that it automatically would like take me off the payment program or whatever. But they still took payment while I had the school licenses.
Oh.
So they told me that they're going to close the personal account that was also under ada.ikonen@tuni. But I didn't know that they would also close my Gmail account.
Okay, so I think we could also look at the ready-made rigs in Blender if other people have similar problems and they can't access Mixamo.
I don't think other people will have it, so you can continue. I'm gonna make another email address in order to get into it.
Okay, well, I want to keep my files in some sort of order. So this is a folder where I have put all the Fuse and Mixamo files. So this one I will just call zombie and save it. And then if I wanted to have any animation for the character, then I would go to animations. And I was talking about dancing. So, and luckily there's a section for dancing. So I'll take one of these. There's quite a lot of dancing actually. Okay, I like some samba. Let's see how the zombie dances samba. Zombie samba. Okay, that sounds good. So maybe let's give it a little bit less arm space, maybe. Let's see what happens if I try these options here. about the stands. I'm not quite happy with this stance. Let's have another samba. Okay, too fast. Okay, I'll have that and download it. So now there's these with skin and other things. So I will keep these as they are. And the FBX format will include the animation as well. And no keyframe reduction. I want all my keyframes. And it will take a while, but not a very long while. And I will call this Zombie Samba. Number 1. Okay, and it is, the file is a little bit bigger, almost 100 megabytes. Okay, and now it's time to go to Fuse and try to import a character from Fuse into Mixamo. So here's Adobe Fuse, and as you can see, it's a beta version. It's been beta for quite some time now. I wonder when they are going to make it into a non-beta version.
I couldn't find Fuse on the CC on the list of programs to download, and then I googled it and it says that they've discontinued it, like it's not supported anymore since like September.
Yeah, I found the same thing or information.
Me too.
Oh, nice. So yeah, I downloaded this sometime last winter. I think it was before last Christmas in 2019. Okay, so whatever I show here doesn't apply anymore. So they didn't want to make anything else than a beta. So okay, I'll show, because what I actually wanted to show was how the like automatic rigging in Mixamo works. So if you have made any sort of human or humanoid character, you can rig it in Mixamo. So I will just make a very quick character, like maybe this 2T male. So the basic thing here is that, okay, and it's not responding at all. Something. Okay, here. So it first wants me to assemble. Okay, and it's, okay, I don't want this one. To male, see? And the torso was wrong, by the way, as you can clearly see. And so its arms, this will take like 2 or 3 minutes while I'm doing this. So usually there would be also, and yes, there are all kinds of customization options and clothing options and stuff. The bad thing about these clothes is that once they are there, they will overcome the character's body. So I will not be able to do much with the character once it has been clothed. It means that I can't make any new clothes for it in Blender, for instance. Okay, but let's give it some sort of okay, it's looking like a woman. Okay. As you are not going to be able to use Fuse, I will not use any more time here, but I'll be happy with this one. Also, I have other characters that I have already made in Fuse, so I could show those. Okay, anyway, I'll export this as an OBJ model, which I then will import into Mixamo. Textures and UVs, yes. Okay. And I'll call it Fuse. Okay, let's go back to Mixamo. And then there's upload character. So I don't want to have any, okay, let's have upload character. Upload your character to Mixamo. And my character is an OBJ. So I can either select it here or just drop it from there as usual. Select the character file. Where's my toolteam? There's my toolteam. And there's the OBJ file. And there it is in a T-pose. And now there's the auto rigging that takes place. So I'll need to show the program where the different parts are. So if you have made an FBX or OBJ file in Blender that is humanoid or somewhere else, so you can also import it into Mixamo. There's the chin, left wrist, right wrist. Okay, I'm a little bit weirded out here if they mean the character's right wrist or the
I think it's always the character's right
Mm,
if they say it, but
yeah, probably. Okay, and that's close enough. Then let's have the left elbow. But as you can see, when I'm right elbow, left elbow, okay, let's go to the elbow. And then the knees, left knee. Of course, with a clothed character, I can't see that well where everything is. So where's the groin? I think it's over here. There we go. Then Mixamo gives us a couple of options for what kind of skeleton it is. If there are going to be fingers or not, for instance. If there's no fingers, then it's only 25 bones in the body. But well, you tried out these other options and then come to the conclusion that the standard skeleton works best for me. But of course, it's a little bit bigger then. And yeah, using symmetry is also a good idea. Next. And now it's going to rig it. Okay, and there's the test. You can look if it actually works, if the elbows and wrists are in the right place and so on. I'm guessing that it's okay. Next. And now my character is dancing the samba. Let's have some other action for it. I'll look for walking. I don't know why there are so many weird walks. Okay, there's a normal walk, and I will make it walking in one place. Or maybe the dwarf walk would be better. Yeah, okay. This has a little bit more character in it. Okay, and I'll download this one. And you did notice that it didn't import any of the textures, so I'll need to texture it in Blender. Okay, download. Toonteen walking. And there's my Toonteen folder, and I'll save it there. It seems that I'm in an alliteration mood with the zombie Zamba and Toonteen. Anyway, let's have Blender in the game. There we go. Okay, I'll get rid of this box. And how much have you done importing OBJs and FBXs and other stuff into Blender on this course, for instance?
We haven't, I think.
I don't think a lot of people have. I have at one point. Mixamo makes it super tiny when you import it, like the bones.
Yeah, we'll look at that soon enough. By the way, have you rendered like MP4 video out from Blender?
I have.
But not everybody has done that. Or
I think we have.
Sorry, I think we've done it. Yeah.
you've done it? Okay, good. Okay. Let's see what happens with the import functions. And yes, it's true that sometimes they are super tiny. Okay, there's my Toonteen, and where's my Samba guy? My zombie Zamba. Okay, here's the first one I made, which already had the, which was made directly in Mixamo. So here's the scale function, and sometimes it's better to put the scale already a little bit bigger here, so that it's not super tiny when it gets into Blender. Okay, let's make it 10 times as big. Scale 10, and yeah, I want the animation to be there, so I'll put a mark on there. Then I won't touch the armature options. I'll do that if I need to, but right now I think it's better to leave them untouched. And then let's see what it brings. Okay, so it was not super tiny. You can see that. So 10 times was probably a little bit too much. So I will just click S on my keyboard in order to make it smaller. There we go. And usually I use, I don't use the mouse much. And I used to have this problem with using Blender on a Windows computer. And because I wasn't able to figure out how to, for instance, do this, or how to pan, or panning means this kind of movement, sidewards and up and down. So then what I found out how to do this without having a mouse and a mid mouse button is I went into preferences, and where is it? Yeah, it's under input, and then you click here on emulate 3-button mouse, and then I save the preference from here and close the preferences window. And then by clicking Alt and Shift and keeping them down, I can pan the work window. And as to zooming in and out, I have the the touch pad, which I can just drag with 2 fingers up or down, and that's how I zoom in and out. And this movement, this rotating movement, I do directly from here. So that's how I use Blender on Windows, but I rather use it on a Mac because, well, I don't like to use a computer mouse, but that's just my preference. Anyway, let's see if all the textures are there, and they are not. So, oh yes, they are. Great. So now there's the EV view, the rendered view, and under armature I can find all of the actual mesh is over here, and I could call this, instead of armature, I call it zombie. Because I plan to import other stuff here as well. And then I could basically also select the mesh and go look if the textures are all there, and I guess they are. And then of course I should do something with the lights, because there's only the one basic light now. Like duplicate it, for instance, with Shift and D. Maybe move it a little bit. I should also probably make a backlight for it and give it a bit of color. And try 2000 watts. A little bit better. Anyway, I'll click play and see if the animation is working. It should be. Of course, it's not playing in real time now. But if I go to the solid shading, it should be close to real time. Yeah. Well, by the way, the animation will here start from 1 and end to 250, and I think there were a couple more frames, so I'll try 350 and see what that makes it. Okay, it's still not long enough, so I should probably go check the animation. in the dope sheets. Anyway, let's go see what the other character looks like, the one where which I did in Fuse. So I'll move the zombie a little bit, and I need to go here. Okay, there are, by the way, of course, I can see that. Okay, it's still going on until 390, but well, it is a long animation. Anyway, I'll move this guy over here and import the Fuse toon character. There's the toon team. And the scale 10 was a little bit big earlier, but let's see how it works out with this one. Okay, again, a little bit too big, but usually it's better to have it a little bit bigger than too small. Okay. Okay, there's the team, and the walking is there, but not very many steps. So I should probably make it into a loop. But since you're not able, most of you are not able to use the Fuse, then maybe I should just get rid of this character, because it's not. Okay, and then I did make the Fuse character in the beginning without any rigging in Mixamo. So there are ways of making a rig here, but it's not as comfortable as it is in Mixamo. But I can show you how that's done. Okay, there was the OBJ character that I made, or that Fuse made, actually. There it is. And there might be trouble with the size this time. So let's see how this works out. So usually I have this feeling that the key vertex order works better than the splitting thing, but I might be wrong. Okay, so now it's very big. Okay, at least it's not too small. So there it is. And oh, Well, no. And another scaling. There we go. And let's see what it says here. The Blender characters, or the mesh characters there, okay. But what I want to know is if it has all the materials as it should. It has, but for some reason it's very shiny. So I should be okay. The metallic option is in full. So there's probably some problem with it. Whoa. Okay, that is very strange. So yeah, this has not happened to me before. Usually when I've made Fuse characters, they have not been like this, but now you can see that some weirdness. But yeah, by the way, I'll put the camera view in a better place if I want to make a render, for instance, or try out how it looks like. This is where I usually, well, there are other ways of handling the camera, such as just grabbing it and taking it along. I like to do it from here, from the side window, which I got out by clicking N, by the way. And then I could just click here and click G and then make it happen. Okay, this looks even more horrible than a zombie. I don't know what has happened with the textures. I should probably change them. It might have been the transformations that I made when importing. Okay, let's get out of the camera view. So I'll just move this Toonteen out of the way and try re-importing it with other options. And this time I'll have this split option and see what happens. Okay, it's big again, but maybe not that metallic. Oh yes, it is. Oop. Okay, so this time the packed material again has 100% of metallic in, and when I'm taking it away, it becomes this. So there's been some problem with the mapping, or with the map itself, it seems. Anyway, what I did want to show you was how to put a skeleton here, because now it doesn't have any sort of skeleton or rig. Like the other one that went into Mixamo, it already should have the rigging on it. So with the bones, what I do is I add an armature, and now the basic setting is that you can't see any more than this one bone armature. You have to go to the add-ons and add a couple of armatures there. So I'll do just that. To preferences. There's the add-ons. And I usually forget if it's the extra objects or if it's the bone selection sets. Let's see. No, I don't think it's this one. Yeah, check this one. I think it was the Skinify rig or Rigify. Okay, I'll save these and let's see. Yeah, I think it was the Skinify rig or the extra objects. Could have been both. Anyway, now I have the human meta rig and also these animals and the basic quadruped. So if I click here, human meta rig, this is what it gives me, and then I can make it bigger. And what I basically have to do here now, or would have to do, it would be to adjust the mesh and adjust the, well, I would actually adjust the skeleton to the mesh and then add it there as the rig of the character. It saves a little bit of time compared with making this skeleton mesh from the start. But as I said, it's easier to go to a place like Mixamo, if you have a humanoid character, and let that software do the rigging for you. Okay, if I wanted to make this scene a little bit nicer, or looking a little bit nicer, there are these fast ways of doing it. Let's have only the zombie here for now. Maybe I'd like to have like this zombie dancing set. So yeah, I did create the two lights, but it would be nice to have more lights than that. There's one, two. So I'll create by another third light still by Shift and D. And move it backwards. Okay, not that far back. It's a bit too far. And I'll move this more to the side, front here. This light. And then I probably have shown you this, that you can have your world look a little bit nicer very fast. This is also kind of a shortcut, that you go into the world settings or world properties, and then you just change the color of the background and the strength of it. Or you can make it completely black, of course. By clicking the strength into 0, or making it very blue, so that everything is affected by the blueness of the background. And then I would just go on creating these meshes like planes, and maybe make a small or big room for the characters, or a dance floor. Give it a quick color and maybe some other settings. Or import a texture for it, or just use some generated texture from Blender. Okay. So let's before we go into the questions, I want to write the day task description into the Moodle. So stop sharing for a while. Oh no, I won't stop sharing, but I'll stop. Oh, how can I stop the video from here? Okay, I'll need to get back to you and then go to the recording settings. Stop recording.